So you've been playing online in College Football 26 and you're losing and it's frustrating. Well, in this video I have 3 mistakes that you're making and we're gonna fix them here so that you can start winning more games. Alright, so the first huge mistake that you're making is here in your coaching adjustments. You either have your cornerback matchups on buy speed or buy overall. And so I bet your defense ends up looking something like this, maybe when they know huddle or sometimes even when you go to press your defense. And so then obviously when the offense goes to take the snap, they're just going to be able to lob a touchdown over the top. It's going to be a huge problem for you. And I know this is a problem that a lot of y'all have been having because I've seen it like a dozen times in my comment sections already. So just all you have to do, make sure your cornerback matchups are balanced. So now your defense is just going to look regular. Whatever play you call is how your players are going to line up. And when the offense goes to take the snap and they try to lob like a shriek or whatever, it's going to be a breakup for you. So just make sure you have your cornerback matchups on balance. Let me know if you guys have any other questions about this specific setting, because this is a bug in the game that EA is working on, I'm sure, in the next patch. But this is a very good solution for it, and it's something that, you know, if you're just getting started and you can't really figure out why this is happening to you, just make sure this is on balance, and it shouldn't. But as far as the rest of the coaching adjustments here, I like to have defensive motion response on disabled. This kind of goes hand in hand with cornerback matchups. When you're in zone and they motion across the field, there's going to be times where if you have this on default, they follow. So make sure this is on disabled. Option read key. We want to focus on the dive, in my opinion. Quarterbacks, a lot of people don't want to keep the ball with their quarterback and risk them getting hit. Option pitch key, again, also on aggressive. RPO read key, this isn't that important. We obviously leave that unbalanced. The pass key though, I would put this on conservative. But zone drops 20 and 5 and 5. Sometimes I put this on 25, but 20 and 5, and we'll go ahead and show what that does. Where they're going to try to call a flood concept like this, you're going to have a 20-yard cloud flat and a 5-yard curl flat. So now when they go to take the snap, our route's guarded really well, and so is that corner route gets broken up and intercepted just like that. So those zone drops really great at taking away those deep sideline, especially when you use this double Mabel coverage that I talked about in a ton of my short breakdowns, where, okay, 5, boom, you stop the out route. Okay, boom, 20. We're waiting for you to stop this corner out, deep zone, you take the streak. Very easy coverage to stop the people who just spam corner routes and don't really think about what they're doing. Before we jump right back into it, you want to know the difference between a good player online and an elite one? It's not just about knowing one money play, it's about an entire scene that can adapt to anything your opponent throws at you. And that's exactly what we do at VictoryFormation.gg. Every single week, we're in the lab breaking down the meta with full in-depth offensive and defensive game plans you simply can't find anywhere else. We also update the lab weekly to keep you on top of the meta, and that's just value you can't find anywhere else, especially for the price we provide. So if you're ready to just stop competing and start dominating, head on over to VictoryFormation.gg right now and use code BLT for 20% off. I will warn you, this is a limited time offer, and if you pass up on it, it might be the reason you're not having the success you want in College Football 26. Alright, so the next setting that you're probably getting wrong is you're not using placement and accuracy when you're on offense. Some people like to use classic passing. It says it gives more control in the arc of the pass. That's nonsense. If you throw a lob pass on placement and accuracy, you'll be fine. The only ones that I would really recommend are placement or placement and accuracy. You want to have control over where the ball is going. And these other ones, regardless of what they say, they don't really matter. Like revamped based on the ratings and pass context, the player can take power off their throw. That's stupid. Don't use that. Just use placement and accuracy or placement. The real difference between placement and accuracy is you won't really get those green or red passes. It'll be kind of determined on player ratings like it says, but I don't want it to be based off that. I want to be able to control that time my passes. So we're going to use placement and accuracy. Passing slowdown, this isn't even enabled online, so no reason to really touch it. Passing increase, make sure this is on small. Don't use it on medium or large. Radical speed, I like this between 6 and 12, so I have it on 8, and then these don't really matter. User only. We're gonna kind of show a good free form, why it's useful versus a bad one, and why you need to obviously be using it. All right, so this is going to be our good example of free form passing, where we're gonna take the snap and we're just going to pass lead that ball, let that guy catch that ball in front of him. That's the key with this. catch that ball in stride, catch the ball in front of him. You all see we're able to get a green pass, you know, with this, but boom, take it. You can see how he doesn't really, he doesn't have to turn his body. The ball's in front of him exactly where it needs to be to be able to bring the pass in. Now, a key with this, and that a lot of people won't tell you, is that you need to be holding the left trigger when you are letting go of a pass. So here's the face cam. I believe that, this is going to be the left trigger right here. So this is the kind of the button that you want to be holding whenever you're throwing the pass. Left trigger. If you're not holding left trigger, the game's not going to register it as a freeform. It's going to be a classic pass. And, you know, it's all right. You have some control, but you want to be using freeform. So really the best way for me to show this is going to be an example of a bad freeform or when you don't use it. So boom, we're gonna take the snap right here, and then let's see. Yeah, you can see how that guy kind of had to turn his body. I will say it is subtle when it's an underneath throw. It doesn't really make a huge difference when it's a pass like this. But when that pass is a very tight window throw, when you're trying to throw the ball deep down the field in between multiple defenders, that's kind of when freeform is the most important. And that's what we'll go ahead and show off right here. Is something like this. This is that common situation or two right here, and we're just going to pass that ball right away from that defender so that our receiver, that's a very tight window throw, and we need to get that ball away from the defender that's coming down to guard this. I will say deep halves in this game are incredible. They're probably the best I've ever seen them in a long time. And so really that makes cover 2 a lot better, and your windows against cover 2 are going to be a lot tighter, which is why freeform passing, having the right settings and mastering it is going to be super important. All right, so the last thing that we're going to talk about is going to be something that goes over a lot of people's head in this pocket presence when you're on offense. This is super important. So a great demonstration of this would be, okay, this route to X is wide open. Well, I dropped way too far back in the pocket, and then the window's not open. I can't throw on time. The ball floats in the air for forever, and that's a huge problem for you when you're on offense, and it's something that a ton of people do, and it's why they just miss. This is so easy. You can throw this boom, 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 boom. You can still throw it now, but no, you wait forever, and then you're lucky that pass isn't intercepted. You're just making defense so much more challenging for so much easier for your opponents because you're just drifting too far back in the pocket. Once again, same thing. This happens a lot too, where you step too far in one direction and then you just allow the pass rush to get you every single time. Like you're gonna see right here, we take this snap and we drift and boom. Like, it's whether you're drifting back, drifting left, drifting right, you can't drift. All you need to do is, I'll turn the camera on once again for this one. When you take this snap, so you're gonna press A or X on PlayStation to take the snap, and then you're going to flick this left stick. It needs to go up. So just subtly. So it's like you take the snap and then boom, something like that. Just baby. You don't wanna hold it all the way up. You just wanna boom. Just like that. It's very easy, and I'll get back in the field and show you. All right, so boom, it's gonna be the same thing that we talked about earlier, where this route combination against this defense is gonna be wide open. You see, I just flick it, he's gonna cancel his drawback. We're gonna use freeform passing like we talked about earlier, and now the window is going to be wide open for you. There's no more confusion. There's no more, oh, my route's wide open, my quarterback sucks. No. The problem is you suck, and you need to stop sucking by stop drifting too far back in the pocket. You can see even I'm using Vanderbilt against Michigan, right? And they're able to create a beautiful pocket. Trust your offensive linemen. Your O linemen don't suck. It's probably you're drifting too far back in the pocket with your quarterback. So that's all you have to do. Take the snap, cancel your drop back by flicking that left stick upwards. And obviously, for those of y'all that have been watching the channel for a little bit, you guys know my favorite drill to improve pocket presence is literally just get into practice mode, put the ball at the 1 yard line. You don't need to go into skills trainer and do all that. That's not good. All you need to do is go against a real pass rush, and you can see the ball's at the 1. So if you have bad pocket presence, you drift too far back, easy safety, right? And you do not want to do that. Safeties are extremely deadly in this game, as well as, you know, having bad pocket presence. But eventually, you're gonna stop drifting back. You're gonna, it's gonna become more of a priority in your mind. Hey, cancel my drive back by flicking the left stick up just a tad. And so boom, now when we go to take this down, we're gonna flick that left stick up, and now we're gonna be able to throw that pass on time and on target. Having good pocket presence allows you to hit passes on time. It allows you to play within rhythm on offense, which are all things that are very important. You need to be able to, you want to hit this though, boom, right now, as soon as the window opens up, so you give your receiver a good of a chance to catch the ball in stride and turn it into a big game. Like, I don't want to wait until he's right here to throw it. It's still open, but that is certainly a late read. But obviously, another thing with pocket presence is being able to move around in the pocket, right, for when you get shedded. And we'll see if I can pull it off right here. But it's all about practice. It's about feel. You don't want to be staring at the offensive line. You want your eyes to be up, looking at the receivers. So boom, we're going to take the snap right here. We're going to feel the pressure. And sometimes, you know, if they make it, the defensive line makes it really hard for you to go anywhere. And that's why having good, but here you go. We step all the way up, and then, you know, we might have been able to hit our throw if I threw it a little bit earlier. But that's all it is, stepping out in the pocket, because sometimes your windows aren't going to be open right here. You need to get to here for those windows to be open for you. And, you know, you have better freeform. But you have to practice stepping out in the pocket. It makes passing 100 times easier. It's almost like the switch stick equivalent on defense. If you're good on switch stick with defense, you'll be great on defense. If you have good pocket on offense, I hate playing against people with good pocket presence. So start making that more of a priority when you're playing this game, and it's gonna fix a lot of your problems on offense. All right, so that's going to do it for this breakdown of 3 mistakes you're probably making on College Football 26 and how we can fix them. But I do entire breakdown over at VictoryFormation.gg. Use code BLT for 20% off. Make sure you like, subscribe to this channel. We post 15 plus videos every single week, shorts, long form, whatever it is, to get you guys ready online and staying on top of the meta. But make sure you click this video if you're struggling on defense and you want a glitchy blitz that will take your defense to the next level here in College Football 26. I'll see you all in the next video though. Peace.